If you keep going.
If you have to engage with the darkness, I want to show him love. And for the last 13, 14 years, I changed my life and I perpetuate unconditional love. There's no way I can show her unconditional love and I want nothing back. It's to show her that what she can receive by people loving her. And unfortunately, I've been a victim of a lot of racism. I have fought a lot. But the fighting usually came when I was drinking. I haven't drank in 13 years, and subsequently I have not beat up anybody. But there used to be a lot of racism. And a lot of young men came, they were complaining about in Lakota they call the white wasichu. And they were complaining about the wasichu. And they had a Budweiser can in their hand. And I had to laugh. And I asked them, have you ever engaged in combat with the whites where you're going to lose your life? Oh, this and that. I said, well, what gives you the right to talk so strong if you've never experienced walking away with your life because their intention was to kill you, at least tear you to pieces? So sometimes people like to hear themselves talk. I don't pay attention to that. You talk to the old elders who did engage in lots of combat. You find out combat's not going to get you nowhere. The anger that you bring upon your body, it's so damaging to your body, affects your digestion. You can't even go to the bathroom comfortably. You get that mental hangover in your head, and it limits your knowledge. So I don't anymore. I don't care to engage with anybody, but I'm well seasoned. I can take care of myself pretty comfortably, but I don't rely on that. I rely on loving somebody, and even somebody comes off with a real strong resistance, I can ask them, are you angry at me, or do you have anger issues at this time? I can talk to people like that, so I don't have to engage. And of course, if somebody's going to hurt me, I will defend myself with extreme prejudice. But to walk around with a chip on my shoulder, perpetuate hate, no, that's not me. I have a lot of wonderful Caucasian friends that I love dearly, and I would defend some of them. Because some of these Caucasian friends of mine have beautiful, beautiful, loving hearts. I've married 2, 3 Caucasian women, and one gave me some beautiful children, but she had a very beautiful heart. She died in my arms, her and my little boy. But again, like at Sundance, we're talking at breakfast before we went up on the hill as part of the facilitators. We're talking about wasichus. And I put this thought out. With Turtle Island being limited, those souls that are recycled, I said, I think sometimes those souls will go into a wasichu. And if you get to know that wasichu, he's not of ego base, he's very loving, kind, and very spiritual. Reverence for the earth, respectful to the female. But I've also met males who are indigenous who had a very greedy heart, very materialistic minded, very sexually based, drug based, and abusive. So I've learned to respect people. I've learned not to judge, not even spirits that are sometimes very powerful, very dark, and threaten to kill you or at least destroy you. I've learned not to judge them because I find out in judging it hurts me more. To be in a state of mind, to be in constant happiness, it's something that you don't chase, it comes to you. You don't have to chase the beautiful things because they're a part of you, and once you acknowledge they are a part of you, they light up and you know what to do. And if you stay in the present moment with gratitude, you view life differently. It's good to be alive, good to live life. So when young people ask me, I'm long-winded, but they listen, because what comes out of my mouth is not wisdom or knowledge that came to me out of my own intellect. No, all that wisdom comes from my heart that I collected over the years, and I share it with somebody else and pass it on. That's what we're supposed to do. So, that it? More?
Always more. Always comes and goes. But yeah, there's a few more questions. is there any advice? I guess you've given a lot of advice, but any like particular advice for the younger people and the older people who are being affected by all of this chaos? Like, is there any more advice that you would want to tell them, or anything you would want to say about these miracle times and these telling times on our planet?
I feel sorrow for the younger people because I got three brothers that did not follow this way. I got three brothers that have done every drug known to mankind, and their goal was to couple with all the women they could. And that's their path. I'm not judging them. But I had the privilege of being raised by my grandfather and my uncles. And I just learned to be patient, especially if an elder's talking. And if there's something that bothers you, any elder wants to listen to what's bothering you to help you with solution. If nothing else, just give you the time to listen to you. And if you're young, don't be afraid to ask questions, but learn protocol. You just don't go interrupt and don't go in there bombastic punching out figuratively an elder because we're old men, you know. But at the same time, nobody likes to be punched at. So be respectful. And you might be surprised how much shit most of our elders, men and women, have gone through in life. My life has been a sewer pit when I came to this earth. I knew about violence, knife fights, gun fights at a very young age. But that's not where I'm at. I don't even carry a knife. I used to carry knives and guns everywhere I went. I was always armed heavily. I rely on spirit to take care of me. I rely on the female divine, as the Chiricahua has taught, her name is Nea. So my mind is not, I don't want to engage. I'd rather give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'd rather view you as beautiful, loving, and kind. And I like to see the beauty inside a person, man or woman. And my son Emilio used to tease me, used to call me shallow hell. But you know, it's something that I elect to see the beauty in my fellow man and woman rather than judge them and not really know them. And that's the only thing I can say to you. There's some wonderful people out there. Give them the time of day, because some of these old people are in a lot of pain, you know, because of this and that. I've had everything broken from top to bottom, and sometimes I'm in excruciating pain. But if somebody calls, I know she calls or they call for a reason. So the pain can subside because the joy of sharing this truth with somebody else overrides that. So consider some of our elders, I'm old but not that old, and some are in their 80s. I got uncles that are almost 90, and they give me the time of day every single time. So there's a protocol. If you can learn that protocol, respect and honor goes big anywhere you go in the world. That's it.
You're awesome.
But one more question, right?
No, actually, that was it.
Later.
Thank you. God bless. You're awesome.